Alright everybody, so we have the next game started, and of course after the game before we have high expectations here, since we have now 2-Arc again, this time against Blaze, and the last time suddenly there was a Gazlo that appeared in the draft, and everybody was just like, what the hell's going on? And then we see that Nova, and we're like, what? And it turns out that they were trying to pick Cho'Gall, and it did not work out with the draft tool. It is not equipped for this much awesomeness, but Cho'Gall was indeed played, and that made up for the bit of salty hearts out there that would have loved to see something like Nova plus Gazlo. Gravel Bomb plus Precision Strike? Hell yeah, count me in. This is getting a little bit more serious though, because at the end of the storm we are now in the semi-final, and 2-Arc already bans out a Zagara for Sky Temple, which usually takes over the position at the bot lane and tries to just like get that pressure in, and also of course can be run solo quite easily here. Also because of the creep tumors that give you pretty perfect vision on what happens when somebody is attempting to move around. Blaze, on the other hand, they start with a Tyrande ban here. And, well, I'm really looking at the draft, and I'm not going to lie, boys. I mean, I'm just really thinking about the heroes that they could pick and what kind of strategy we have. I mean, the Kel'Thas first. Are they going to go into an ETC with a Divine Shield right now? But in the back of my head, there's only one thing. Cho'Gall, 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 Cho'Gall. So the hype is currently real, and I'm just waiting for that opportunity where they pick it. And a Tyrande that is not played against you helps you already, because, well, it's less burst damage that you have to deal with, and less stun. So right now, my heart just goes out to Cho'Gall, and I want to see those stupid Ogres again in the game. And 2-Arc was the only team that really committed to it so far. Blaze actually with a super early Jaina here as a counter to the Kel'Thas, or not so a counter, but to just add some of the mage damage to their own setup. And well, with them already committing to it, it looks of course very likely that we might see something like maybe a Muradin on their side. ETC could later all go into a Divine Shield. Keep also, of course, in mind that if they don't take an ETC or an Uther, that 2-Arc might be able to go into that combo themselves, and it's really, really destructive, especially with the Kel'Thas around for Phoenix, for the Flame Strike, the Chain Bombs. It's a Muradin that they play. They go for their own sniper squad in this case. And 2-Arc, they have a few options of how to play this. I mean, we've already been mentioning the Uther, we've been mentioning the ETC. There's other great heroes out there that they could take as well. For example, if they really want to add some additional like pressure, or even just like the healer alone, Uther would already do the trick. Then you can ban out the ETC, or you can do whatever you want with that. But Uther would be really, really nice for them. They started with a very similar draft earlier, and they really love Sylvanas, don't they? They use Sylvanas again. LZ Gamer has been playing Sylvanas in the last game, and we have Ethereal now up at the front for them too. And that makes me a sad panda, because there's no healer. And without a healer, I don't think we're going to see Cho'Gall now. Come on, 2-Arc. I had high hopes after the last game. Why do you ruin this? Is it because the technology isn't there yet? Damn it. Okay. Serious business, I suppose. A little bit back from the trolling here. Blaze right now, when we come to the bans, it depends on the healer again. I mean, they could ban out one of the healers on this map. They banned the ETC now first, which already, of course, tells us that they themselves do not want to go into an ETC with Mosh Pit, which is a bit surprising if you think about it. I mean, Jaina combos really well with it. Cho'Gall has actually been banned. Now I feel trolled. 2-Arc, we need to talk. Yeah, but we have ETC banned out. Blaze could have gone for ETC and Uther, but they didn't. I still expect them to take Uther here, at least. And with Uther, it would not be too bad for them to put also an auto-attack damage dealer to the test. And normally I would say Falstad, but Falstad seems to be hated in North America. I don't know why. The hero is amazing. So I guess it's going to be a Reyna over the potential Falstad, since up to this point at least, every single time we've seen a Reyna chosen, even if Falstad was available. So Blaze, my personal prediction would be a Reyna plus an Uther, but we could see a couple of adjustments here on their part, of course, as well. Yeah, but that Uther seems just like very tempting. It's a Sonya. Sonya Uther would also work, but at least drop that Uther there. That Divine Shield is just too good to pass up upon. Sonya is actually super solid. I like that. This is looking a bit like a European setup that we are seeing for them right now. And I feel that is pretty cool, because that's a lot of burst damage. Sonya with the Slam, Jaina with the Blizzard, Muradin with the Stun. Are they going to add the Uther? It doesn't really look like it. It seems like they are trying to play around that a bit. And yes, it is Uther. Okay. So, Sonya Uther, super cool. Like that a lot. 2-Arc, they've been playing quite a bit with Karazim, not so in the last game though. They had the Uther locked down for that. Karazim is a hero that could really come through for them against the setup that we're currently seeing for Blaze, especially since on North America most of the teams don't go into Divine Palm, but instead go for the 7-sided strike, which could definitely do quite a bit of damage here considering the lineup at the front. That being said, they could go into a second warrior as well if they really want to set something to the side of Tyrael, and that's where we are potentially seeing Johanna, I'd say. Johanna would be a very good pick here. We have a few other heroes though that they can really try and rely upon, but a Johanna would suck everybody in, and you can try and combo Kel'Thas and also Sylvanas damage spells of that, especially when we're talking about Wailing Arrow later. As expected, the Karazim is being taken here. I like that. And now the only question, are they going to full damage with only a Tyrael at the front, which we've seen a few times already here on NA, or are they going to drop that Johanna or another tank to the side of Tyrael to just help them out a bit? So also a very sustained lineup. If you want to drop another hero, you could also think about a Tassadar theoretically. It helps you to stay alive with the single tank, but it still adds a bit more damage, and it's a very popular hero in North America too. Personally, I probably would prefer a second warrior just to be on the safe side, since the lineup that we're seeing for Blaze is incredibly aggressive, and there is Johanna, as I said, as I was hoping for. And for Blaze, we have now a final pick, and that could bring us either a Falstad or a Reyna. An auto-attack damage dealer would be very nice for them in this case, since they can put pressure on Tyrael and on Johanna, and it would also work very well with the setup that they are currently running here. We have seen similar setups also with a triple warrior, by the way, so that's something that you could think about if you are trying to go into it. But with Sonya and Muradin plus an Uther, you can really add some additional damage to the setup. You have a lot of sustainability, and it's going to be a very, very solid lineup either way, but a bit of damage would probably be pretty cool. So on Sky Temple, mobility is important quite a lot. And that would bring us again into the potential false step. But as I said, Reyna is also very strong here. Both of them are giant killer heroes that can rely on seasoned marksman on level 1, and that would be a solid lineup. They go for a triple warrior setup though. Triple warrior, also very cool, as I already said. And at this point, we have a Nuburak already taken, so that's very, very nice. Don't even have to go into a cocoon here. I mean, you can play this with the extra sustain, but you have a lot of stuns that you can use already. And that's a pretty sick setup. I like this. Blaze with the aggression at the front. They go triple warrior, and therefore we're going to find out now what they can do against 2-Arc, who refuses today to play Cho'Gall again. A little bit salty there, but I'm pretty happy that we saw Cho'Gall earlier. So guys, let's jump straight into the semifinal with Sky Temple between 2-Arc and Team Blaze. The semi-final between Team Blaze and 2-Arc has started. And to the left side of the map, we have here on Sky Temple now a best of 1. Team Blaze with you on Uther. We have Cladeus on Anubarak, Araragi on Jaina, Battery on Sonya, and Jason on Muradin. To the right side of the map, it's Sunshine on Johanna, Krohn on Kel'Thas. These two bad boys have been playing Cho'Gall in the last game here in the tournament. Traitor on Sylvanas, we have LZ Gamer on Tyrael, and Insomnia is playing Karazim for the team. So pretty solid setup here for both of the teams, and it's going to be a fun game. One of these two will advance to the finals, and well, right now already with the level 1 talents, we of course have a few slight differences between Europe and North America again. No, we don't! With the Wind has been taken here on Sylvanas, so no Barb Shot this time, which seems to be the dominant talent for Sylvanas on the North American server, whereas Europe more or less neglects that. And at this point, it's just like a hyper-aggression at the bot lane, and one tower is already gone. And that was not really quite what Team Blaze expected here, I can tell you that much. So that tower is immediately annihilated, and now the rotation to the mid and top lane starts, where they are attempting to soak experience. Talking about experience and just like globe talents in general, we currently also see double Conjurer's Pursuit on the side of Blaze, with Conjurer's Pursuit taken for Uther and for Jaina. And we have Regeneration Master on the side of Nubarak. And of course the big fat beetle is one of the 3 warriors that we're seeing for Team Blaze. They play a triple warrior setup. They could have actually gone for another range damage dealer here on the last pick. They had the opportunity to go into like a Reyna or Falstad, 2 very, very strong range damage dealers that also have access to Giant Killer on level 13, which is of course a super important talent these days if you're going up against a double or triple warrior lineup. But in this case, they decided to go into their 3 warriors, and that gives them a lot of stun, a lot of sustain, and a lot of crowd control just in general, and also of course the ability to really control the flow of the match if they jump into the backline. We have in the mid lane and up at the top the first 2 temples already active, and so far it's Uther who's trying to claim this one. Whereas up to the top we have a bit of a fight happening here between Blaze and 2Ark. 2Ark has been playing some incredible games here so far, but so has Team Blaze, and it looks like for now they're going to secure that top shrine for themselves, so the top temple. Down to the bottom lane we have a bit of a warrior battle between Tyrael and Anubarak, dominating the bot lane. Zagara was actually banned out, that's why she's not part of this lineup here. Traitor just jumps away in the last second, looked like he would die, he might still. Sylvanas is locked down, Karazim is a bit in trouble too. Traitor's just running, but at some point you can try to run, but you can't hide, and well, he was caught up with. So now it's the first kill in the game against Sylvanas and Team Blaze. They get their first hit. And it's a super interesting talent on Sonya. Look at that. On level 1 we have a pretty normal shot of Fury, but then we see the Mercenary Lord taken. Now that's a talent that we have sometimes seen on other heroes as well, like for example Anubarak, but like for now it's Sonya who goes for it, and that is incredibly interesting, since normally it's the extra damage that you are trying to get out. So often we really see that focused attack coming in, and you really try to get so much damage with your auto attacks and everything else that you can just like slam targets into the ground, just like auto attack them 6 days to Sunday and get that massive burst damage out of Sonya. But right now it's the Mercenary Lord, and that's of course something that you can use at those top lanes. You can now easily also go for those, basically she doesn't need any help from Araki to really drop one of those camps. Normally you already are in a very sweet position as a Sonya, since you have a lot of self-sustain thanks to Whirlwind. But if you go for Mercenary Lord, which basically now combines 2 talents from previous patches, not only the additional damage but also the damage reduction when you attack them, then you can get these camps very easily solo. For now we have also now the Frost Charts taken again. But this is going to be a pretty interesting push up here at the top. The only one who can really screw with that is, of course, Sylvanas. And that's a 4-man lineup again for 2Ark. They are trying to burst down another tower here. And they're going to get at least one. They're going to get both, actually, if they want them. They move back for now, though. They have eliminated one, but they can't get the second one. And here comes the kill, potentially against Sonya. Battery is solo. And the Condemn in the end, nearly finishing it off. But she even dies before that. Both of the teams now on level 7, but just look how aggressive 2Ark is playing this right now. Jason jumps in and gets taken out. No chance for him to escape his fate here. We have even Uther going into Boundless Conviction and the Wave of Light, but all of these things didn't help to keep the heroes alive here. Great play by 2Ark. Super aggressive setup here for them. And we are seeing them now with the level 7 talents with the Unstable Poison. Tyrael is actually waiting. Normally we see him with the battle momentum here on the map, but of course you can like switch that talent out also. But it is battle momentum indeed. We see the Ice Lands after the Frost Charts, pretty normal here too. And still the Ferocious Healing on the side of Sonya. So Ferocious Healing is going to give her even more sustain, but she can now go for those camps, and that's basically what we're seeing her doing. We have Siege Giants claimed for both of the teams right now. If Sonya stays on lane, then this is going to be a lot of extra damage and pushing power that they will have here. But now the temple is up at the bot lane, and both of the teams are trying to get those shots in. Muradin is on the point and collecting shots for his team, so they start to go through the wall. But 2Ark has shown a very aggressive behavior so far, and they're already going in again. Here comes the Blizzard being dodged by Sunshine. Jason has to go in with his Muradin. Good stun against Tyrael. LC Gamer jumps away and shields everybody as they move in again and turn around against Battery. Well, and Sonya has to move away, at least for now. Once again, these stuns, and that triple warrior setup for Team Blaze has been doing a pretty solid job, but they are taking a ton of damage here. And a big problem for them will be the level 13 on Khaldor, since he has chain bombs. And against such a heavy melee setup, it's a talent that is incredibly powerful. Once again, they're going all on the point here. A massive slaughter that we're seeing happening right now. It's Khaldor that dies first, and Insomnia is being attacked next. He dashes out. Condemn is nearly taking down Anubarak, but he escapes in the last second. Once again, the healing power of Khaldor coming through. Traitor, LC Gamer, Insomnia, they're all still surviving. Oh no, it's the Blizzard that finishes off Karazim in the last moment. No counter kill here, and Team Blaze with extremely solid play here on the temple in the last few shots is able to get the upper hand. 3 kills against 2. We're already close to level 10 now for Blaze. They will get the heroic ability. And in the meantime, we have in the mid lane even Muradin at work. He's claiming another quick XP bonus for his team, and therefore they get the heroic abilities. Divine Shield has been chosen. We're seeing the Wrath of the Berserker. Locust Swarm, of course. There's very little to really interrupt with the Cocoon. You don't really need to commit to the talent. And next to the avatar, we also have now the water elemental for Jaina as the heroic. Level 10 will be ready though for 2-Arc as well. They move in without it. They are trying to go for a kill against Sonya, but there's a Divine Shield saving her. Now it is the 7-sided strike. Very, very popular on the North American server. On Europe, Sanctification is mostly the talent that we're seeing. Depending on the Karazim build, Karazim is actually built by a lot of the... by a few of the teams, I'd say. Not by a lot of them, but at least by Team Liquid and a couple of others. With a damage build every now and then, since in the last patch his Iron Fist talent on level 1 got buffed. But here on the North American server, it's mostly a 7-sided strike, no matter what kind of build you play, no matter if it's damage or if it's actually healing power. We have also Phoenix, Blessed Shield, Wailing Arrow, and of course the Sanctification taken here. And let's see how exactly they are going to play it from here, because they are a little bit behind in experience still. It's 2 kills against 3, having both of the teams roughly on the same level. It's not really a massive difference between them, but of course you need to be careful. If your opponent hits that important level 13 faster than you, then you can't go for those objectives, and that's of course the major concern here. Muradin is being chased, gravity lapse, and is dashing away, or jumping away, as Insomnia dashes after him, but no damage dealt just yet. For now we have both of them just like lingering around here, trying to see what they can pull off. Battery hasn't really gotten a whole lot of work out of his Mercenary Lord. If he can at some point, of course, push a lane in without anybody trying to just like push past him, then he can use that talent to get so much more power in and maybe drop a few structures. But right now the rotations of 2-Arc have always met Sonya's movement with the camps on the map, and therefore very small chance of her to actually get any significant damage out of this. Massive commitment again at the top lane. It's a 4 versus 3. That keep is nearly down, or that fort already the 7-sided strike has been used. Silence thanks to the Wailing Arrow, and they go straight for Battery again. Sonya turns around, tries to whirlwind in. It's a 4 versus 4 now that we have the rest of the team moving into. Karazim dashes away, escapes for a second, but dies, and so does Kel'Thas. A double kill. Battery might still die here. GosuGamers and Traitor, they are trying to get at least a counter kill, and they get it. And here we have now Johanna moving in. Oh, what a great Blessed Shield. Nice stuns, but they're all so low, and it's a kill against Sylvanas with Sunshine also about to drop. He doesn't have Iron Skin up anymore, and that is now kill number 7 on the side of Team Blaze. Very, very well done here. So right now, we already have, in this case, the Shrink Ray taken. We have Burning Rage, Spell Shield as a level 13 talent we're going to see on Jaina. Icy Veins or the Ice Block. I mean, normally on the European server it would be the Ice Block. North America likes Icy Veins a lot more and has been using that talent in most of the games that we've been casting. Not only today, but also last week in the End of the Storm. So for now, Muradin goes for the extra damage here with his Thunder Strike for the Thunderclap. And it's a very solid lead that Team Blaze has at this point. So 2-Arc, they had a very cool moment in this game when they were fighting for the bottom shrine, but at this point now, they are starting to fall behind. The shots up at the top are completely fired in favor of Blaze, and they at least claim the one down to the bot lane right now. So we currently have Icy Veins taken, which is a really solid talent. Oh, look at that, we even have now Subdue taken. Okay, so the extra slow on her ability, going for the punish here. That's a very interesting talent to take. And finally the Chain Bomb. And this is now really Kel'Thas' moment. He has there's a lot of hope resting on his shoulders. It's a huge burden for him, since they expect him to do most of the damage with his chain bombs, since it is such a melee-heavy setup that we're seeing for Team Blaze. We also have now the Overwhelming Affliction taken for the extra slow against the opponent's team. So a few adjustments here, and already the attack moving in. We have a quick attack here on the side of Blaze. They try to lock them down. Already we have the kill against the Nubarak. That was a great one, but Kroan on Kel'Thas is down. And this is really bad for them. 7-sided strike, nearly dropping Jaina, Sonya, but not quite. And Yui, oh, they get the kill against Uther, they do, and Jason is also low, he tries to jump away, should be able to make that happen if he has the cooldown ready, but he doesn't look like it. Insomnia is so low, they are all so low, he jumps away, but it's still a 1-for-2 trade, and in comes Battery, going for GosuGamers, but Sonya might not survive this one. Araragi even turning around, they are all so low, they're trying to fight it, but look at that punish, slowing Jaina down, but they don't follow it through for a kill. They're a little bit afraid that there might be a turnaround against them, and I don't blame them. They are also incredibly low here on their heroes, and they are now moving back. 5 kills against 8 overall in the game now, and very, very solid play on both sides. It's an incredibly close game. The fights have been pretty snowbally. Like, once the hero goes down, it starts to snowball against you, and that's pretty normal for Heroes of the Storm in general, but more so for this game in particular, especially with that warrior setup. If you start to get a bit more momentum, you can just like follow that through all the way. But right now, oh no, not again. Insomnia is hating his life right now. Every single time he's here, he gets the camp stolen away, uses the 7-sided strike to buy a bit of time so that Trader can move into range for him to dash to her. But Sylvanas, yeah, is saving him for now. So we have the level 16 talents, and that means that we have the Nerves of Steel, the Stone Skin variation on Sonya. We have also Stone Form for Muradin, and of course, we have Numbing Blast plus Benediction and Blood for the remaining parts of the team. The problem really is that with 16 now ready for Team Blaze, 2-Arc, it's going to have a pretty tricky time to move onto these temples. They need to get some experience first, which is one of the reasons why Sunshine is currently at the bottom of the map, trying to just like take the entire wave here. And 16 should be ready for them in just a second, and there it is already. And now they have an opportunity to go for at least one of these temples. Arcane Barrier, great talent for Kel'Thas. He was one of the main targets for the focus on Team Blaze. We have also now the Cold Embrace taken. Holy Ground has been chosen, and we are seeing the Circle of Life. So they're starting to move in with this, even imposing presence on Johanna, which is going to make her life a little bit easier against these melee warriors. And again, they're starting to move in, but Kel'Thas needs to put the damage in. Here comes the Phoenix, and the bombs are in there, immediately splitting. Nice silence by Sylvanas. The Wailing Arrow hit home, and especially silenced Uther. 7-sided strike once again, and they're going in as we speak, with the Holy Ground already on the floor, but a double kill against 2-Arc, and Karazim is also falling. Even with the chain bombs everywhere, it's once again Team Blaze coming out victorious at this fight. 11 kills against 5, level 17 versus 16. They go for LZ Gamer. It's a team wipe. They're gonna get him too, and it's a complete team wipe, and this will be an easy keep on the side of Blaze. They are playing an incredibly aggressive game. They are looking super strong here, and they go through the keep. They have still 2 of the temples on the map. They don't go for the core just yet. They don't want to overextend here with only 10 seconds remaining on Johanna and on Kel'Thas, as well as, of course, Karazim. But they have still 2 of the temples that they can take. They just eliminated the first keep. The top one is not going to fall, but it's going to take severe damage at the wall. And they could have even thought about going for boss, but, well, it wasn't really needed here. So up at the top, we're seeing them now taking position at the temple. There were no shots fired from this one yet. So in this case, they can just, like, try and take that as well. And we have at the same time also the rest of Team 2-Arc starting to move in again. And that's an opportunity that they maybe have to turn this around. But it's of course a faint hope, especially, well, if the Insomnia is being attacked again. Oh my god, 7-sided strike, dash out, gets a shield, gets back to safety. They move in, nice Holy Ground, zoning them out. They're trying to turn things around against Battery, but Battery just barely escapes. Sonya every single time gets away somehow. That was a chance for them to get a kill in here, but it is again 2-Arc that are behind in experience here. Well, they at least didn't lose anybody. They pushed them back. They forced Sonya to just go back, and she's currently taking a few of the camps here and heals herself doing it. So we have in position at one of the mercenary camps. Mid-fort gets attacked, and this just shows how far behind 2-Arc currently is. They still need to go through a fort in the mid lane, whereas we already have Blaze not only eliminating all of the forts on the side of 2-Arc, but also that keep in the middle. Looking at the damage here, and just to give you a bit of an idea of what's currently happening, especially with the hero damage, we have Kel'Thas and Sylvanas both at 41, 48,000, but the top damage in the game is on Jaina right now with a 54. With her Icy Veins, as long as she's not being attacked and sniped, she can of course do a whole lot of damage here. And it's a really nice adjustment to see Icy Veins. I personally love Ice Block a lot, but the thing is, you don't really need Ice Block here. You have 3 frontliners right there protecting you, creating space for you, and even Uther, who's another melee hero who should be always in front of you, should also have that Divine Shield ready once that you need it, if he doesn't have to protect any one of the frontliners. So Ice Block should not really be needed here. And in this case, they're doing quite well. It's a bit of a desperation move that we're currently seeing here for 2-Arc, and this might backfire. They know that they have to do something, and this is just pure desperation. There is Jaina on the way. She's a little bit late, but I'm doubtful if they can really take this one before it happens. Sanctification has been doing a great job during these fights on the side of Tyrael, but this has to be the perfect one if they really want to take it. Sanctification on the ground. Once again, they're moving in. Trader gets blown to pieces. Down goes Sylvanas. Immediately the 7-sided strike, but Insomnia has to dash away, and he does exactly that, but he dies regardless. So does Johanna, and they kill Kel'Thas. They go for LC Gamer, and it's another team wipe, and this time they are not waiting around. They go into the middle. There's all already the level 20 talents, and in this case we're seeing them commit to all the damage that they can muster. At this point, first of all, the Storm Shield, but here's the Hive Master. We have Nexus Blades, Rewind, and also the Bolt of the Storm taken. And this is going to be the end of 2ARC in this tournament. Great play by Team Blaze. They are victorious and they move on to the final of the Enter the Storm qualifier for North America. Well played, solid performance here, and GG. Alright everybody, that's it for today. Thank you very much for watching the video. I hope that you enjoyed the commentary and also the game. If you really liked it, feel free to also share it with your friends, especially of course if they're interested in Heroes of the Storm esports. And if you liked the video, then also hit that thumbs up button on YouTube. And if you want to support the channel and myself, then you can subscribe to the channel if you haven't done that yet. Thanks again for watching today. I really hope that you enjoyed the show. It was a pleasure casting for you. And I hope to see you guys next time with more Heroes of the Storm here on KhaldorTV.